everybody, welcome to this amazing kind of tips guide thing with the killer since I did Survivors. Link in the description down below if you want to catch up on Survivors. But we're just going to go quickly over, for new players, since Xbox released like 3 days ago, the killers. Now, in my Survivor video, I accidentally mentioned some Halloween characters that were a part of the series here in PC, but they aren't existent in frickin' the Xbox version until later, maybe? It's not guaranteed, but they're working on it. Essentially, Michael Myers, or The Shape, and Lori are not available on Xbox, and neither is Bill, the Survivor, but I hear that their perks are available still in the Shrine, so if you're looking for their perks, it should be available here. Anyways, as a killer, typically, you're here to kill people. One of the best killers to start with, in my opinion, and several others as I've seen around, is the Trapper. Trapper has one of the strongest perks for killers, and that is Brutal Strength, being that you can smash pallets quickly. This works so very well on almost every killer, except for Hillbilly, who is capable of chainsawing his way through a pallet, although if you're not that skilled with Hillbilly, it still works well. And then you have the Nurse, who blinks, so you don't need to break pallets to catch people. Other than that, everything typically remains the same. Also, like I had mentioned in the Survivor guide, if you want to check all the perks out for killers, go to Kill Your Friends lobby by yourself. It'll unlock all the perks and let you check it out. After the Trapper, there's not too many perks to go around, but the Nurse is like one of the strongest next to Brutal Strength, with Nurse's Calling, allowing you to see people when they're healing within a certain range of you. This helps you catch people who sneak away and try to sneak a quick heal behind your back behind a tree. The only problem is Nurse is one of the hardest characters to play, but one of the best when you learn her. So if you play Nurse and you master her blink skills, you can be one of the most devastating killers in this game. Trapper is probably by far the most neutral, newbie friendly, with Wraith being the most underpowered killer. Wraith does not have that great of perks. Goodness gracious, give me Wraith. He's got Predator, which increases the duration of scratches, not all that great. Bloodhound, which allows you to see blood on the ground. It's okay for tracking, but there are better tracking perks out there, such as Whispers and Spies in the Shadows. And then Shadowborn, which adjusts your FOV, your field of vision, and if you need that, this could help you. It's kinda iffy. Just remember that you don't have to play the characters in order to level them up. You only have to spend points in them. So if you play a killer you like but want a perk on another character, play the character you like but spend the points on someone else simply by swapping over to them. Hillbilly is my favorite killer next to Michael Myers, which Xbox doesn't have. Hag's okay, has very hard to use perks that are Hex Totems. Hex Totems are, these are probably the strongest perks. Well, Hex Ruin and Devour Hope are probably the strongest perks, but the problem is they're so strong that when you destroy a Hex Totem, when the survivors do, you lose the perk mid-game. So it can be damning if you can't protect them very well, but they can be very rewarding if you use them properly. So like I said, start yourself off with Trapper, try to get yourself Brutal Strength, then give Nurse some love for some delicious Nurse's Calling. Deerstalker, Iron Grasp, Agitation, all great perks to look for in the Blood Web. Nobody Escapes Death works well on certain characters as well. There's tons of perks to look into, but hopefully you take those recommendations. Now let's go ahead and jump into a game as the Trapper, and then I'll give you advice throughout the game to show you what you can do to be a Trapper. Also, I forgot to make note while we're waiting in lobby to get a new game going. Your blood webs, I went over this in the Survivor guide again, link in the description, but killers are practically the same thing in blood webs. You get a couple of perk choices here and there. When you're in the higher levels of your blood web, you get a choice of one of two perks. So I have Thanatophobia on top, Strider on bottom. If I pick one up, the other one will be instantly claimed by the entity who stops you from getting half of the blood web, which is fine, helps you level faster. On my level 50 Trapper, we're going to be running Whispers, which whispers in my ear when people are in a radius around me. Agitation makes me walk faster while carrying people. Brutal Strength, like I said, beautiful for breaking pallets. And Nurse's Calling, great for seeing people who try to get away. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in game. Alright, so starting as the Trapper, you're gonna play this game a little differently than you would any other killer, because a lot of your traps are setups. Ooh, this is the new map, too, that they came out with for the release of the console. It was, I don't know if, I hope Xbox gets this map. One of the big things is tall grass. When you're placing traps, you want to place it in tall grass and over windows, to the best of your ability. Ooh, God, this map's so new, I've never been here. So for example, no tall grass on this window, they'll see the trap easily. They can disarm your traps, and worse, they can destroy them with the sabotage perk, or with a sabotage or toolbox. That's the one. So you gotta be careful of that. So my whispers is not going off, therefore there's nobody nearby. You have to pick up the traps, which you can see through here. Well, they got a generator, so they need 5 of them. Hunting people as Trapper is not a rush in the beginning, but it becomes a rush at the end for you, because again, you have to set traps, and that takes time. It takes time to set all this up, it takes time to get it all done. You want to set it through pathways that they'll likely run. Since they're not going to be around this generator anymore, likely we're just going to leave it be and just look for them. Go to this generator. I can hear a generator, and there's 2 of them just running away because they're absolutely terrified. Absolutely terrified. Just take things slowly when you're chasing them down. Don't want to... Oh. They try to, like, be smart and drop the pallet on your face, but that ain't gonna happen. Take it slow going through pallets. If you get stunned, you grant them 1,000 points for you getting stunned. It also takes a little additional time because you got stunned. And we're just gonna trap here because they can walk in from this area. Gonna pick up my other trap. People gonna call me a camper for taking so long to get out of here. You don't have to. I don't encourage you sitting there like waiting for them. But I also... Oh, they already saved her. One of the big things right now is... No. Just no. So they dropped the trap. And that's Nurse's Calling. So I now know that she's right there and that she's right here. And goodbye. That's the beauty of Nurse's Calling. You get to see when they like just hide around the corner and start healing. Now she knows I have Nurse's Calling, and if she's in a call with somebody else, it's gonna be a pain in my butt. There's another Nurse's Calling. Just it's beautiful. If they're trying to heal up, I go right for them. Don't look at her. Oh shit! 2 for 1. 2 for 1, kids. So you gotta be careful picking them up under pallets. They can wait for you to pick up the survivor under the pallet and then drop the pallet on you. And if you get stunned while carrying someone, it drops that person. They could stun me by walking through here. They could do quite a bit. So my agitation lets me walk faster, and getting someone into the basement is always kind of like a want. You want to get them to the basement because it's so worth it. So again, it's just premeditating, trying to set as many traps as I can in areas I think they'll try to walk. Now, people fighting the Trapper, good chances are going to not walk through tall grass. It happens. Sometimes people forget. Sometimes people, you know, just get hasty trying to save others. But you get more points when you don't camp. And the reason I say that is because you get points for hooking them. And yeah, you do get bonus points for sacrificing them. But more importantly, you get points for re-hooking them. Oh, there you are. See, when they do that, it's a waste of their time, their pallets. Let them do stupid things. Let them be dumb. As long as you chase them, you get faster. So, oh, jeez, I walked into it still. She thought I was gonna break that. Yeah, you shouldn't have run. Oh man, she's breaking off for it. So getting stunned pretty bad, but there's my Bloodlust rank 1. There she is. She almost lost me there with that black shirt. Almost lost me there with that black shirt. The black shirts are pretty... They anger my soul. It's hard to see them. So, I hope the Xbox don't have to deal with that. To get that for us on PC, you have to, like, follow this... Oh, someone's over here. Hey, how's it going? So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my trap she disabled here. That jerk. Damage the generator, because I don't need to chase that really right now. Instead, I'm going to chase that. Wherever she went. 2 scratch marks. There she is. You don't have to tunnel. Again, chasing the same person's not always the best. I just chase whoever's available. I saw her. Oh, she's not one I hooked. She's one I just hurt. Good. Again, you don't have to worry about killing people. It's your job to kill. Yeah. Cutting people off, very important. If you notice there, I knew there was a window in the L-shaped wall. The reason I know that is because that's typical. If you see an L-shaped wall, there's typically a window, and they usually run for it. So I don't want to have to run behind it. That takes my time. Instead, I will just go through this window. Oh my gosh. This is a nice place. I didn't know there could be a trap here. Good stuff. So I have 2 generators to go. I haven't killed anybody, but I've gotten a lot of points. And that's kind of the thing. You want points. I want my trap over here. There was a trap over here. There's no generator over here either. Might be a door out. Not too worried about that. Got a lot of traps set. Nobody caught. And we got somebody. Sweet baby Jesus. So them getting out is dependent on luck. They have a low chance to break themselves out, but somebody else can. Ooh. Where did they go? They got away pretty good. Let's just set a trap here. Damage this generator. Gotta get points for damaging generators, get points for setting traps, get points for trapping people, get points for downing people. Like I said, not a must that you kill anybody, just focus on torturing them. You're supposed to make them hopeless. Crap, we have a very long... Yes! There is an achievement for pulling people out of your traps, not hitting them while they're in the trap, pulling them out of it. So if you do that, it's kind of a good way to guarantee you get that. So that's why I trapped that window. A lot of people like to crawl through windows slowly. She's dead instantly. The way the hooking system works is you hook them the first time they're at max life, hook them a second time. If they are saved before 50% life, they go to struggle mode, if you get saved before they hit 50%, then when you put them back on, they'll go to 50%. If they were below 50%, they die. And it's instantaneous, no need to worry about it. So you can listen to the generator sounds to see how far they are. Whenever there's only 1 generator left, there's 3 generators. So they have to get 1 of 3, and I have to protect all 3. I found the trap door. It randomly spawns after a certain amount of generators are done. They are on this generator, and I know this. So they are hiding. But they are here, because my whispers confirms that they are here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and smash this. It's rare somebody will hide in here, but it happens. Check it occasionally. You don't have to check all of them. Sometimes it's just up against a wall. Alright, so this is where they can hide. They can look at you. They can see everything you're doing. But I need to make sure that I check a couple generators. They're on this one. Oh, girl. Better hope I don't have any traps. Aw. Delicious. So, like I said before, or if I didn't say this at all, lunging is a different kind of attack, but it's still an attack. So, like, you've got your lunge, which is hold the attack button, and you'll do a long attack. If she gets saved, I can at least know that they're going for this generator. Don't know. Like, if I hear the save, they're on that generator. They are also over here. They got this generator. It was golden. Oh my. They're taking off. Run. There she is. Found her. Took a little while. Might be able to get her. She turned around on me. Hello. Hi. How's it going? Hopefully you don't die. Sweet. Alright, so the other one ran out of HP. She got sacrificed completely. And now she's dead. So I know where the trapdoor is. There becomes a problem with what I'm about to do. And that's... It becomes very difficult to... She's not struggling. So this is pretty important. She's not struggling. Which means I can take her wherever I want to. If she doesn't struggle, you can pretty much take her to the basement. She's done for. You'll know they're struggling by them making a wiggle noise and you moving side to side. God, so much to talk about. Okay, so quickly. That's just... Pressing attack is a quick swing. Anyone who tries to run past you, it auto-locks and hits them really fast. Holding lunges. This can miss, but it increases the range which you can deal damage. There's a lot to do. I try to get as much in there as I can. The best idea is to spread out all that you do. Do not camp. Do not wait around. Constantly do things. Find people. Every time you find someone's points. Hook them, it's points. Hit them, it's points. Oh man, it was pretty good. Like, you get tons of everything. So 5,000 points per category gets you all set up, and then, you know, you end the game. 14,000, not bad. You want 10,000 per game to rank up. For example, the reason you don't want to camp is because there's only so many points in sacrifice you can get. So finding people gives you hunting. Chasing them constantly gives you hunting points. Brutality, which is this one, is your weapon. So every killer has a weapon. Using it increases your brutality. Hitting people, breaking generators, breaking pallets, all gives you brutality. So I almost had max brutality. I had a really good deviousness for the traps I hit them with, plus setting the traps with a little bit of devious. Didn't hunt too much because I took people down very quickly. Usually a longer chase or constantly re-finding people if you lose them will boost your points in that. And sacrificing, again, is every time you hook them you get points, and when they get sacrificed you get bonus points. So to maximize that, you want them to be saved because you get a set of points for hooking them and then more points when they're sacrificed instead of just standing there. If you were to sit there and wait and don't let anybody come save them, you don't get hunting because you don't find anybody. You don't get brutality unless they try to come. You're not going to hit anybody. And your deviousness points, you're not going to get your deviousness points because you're not using your weapon. It's so simple. So don't camp. It will minimize your points. I've played against campers tons of times. That's where you just sit there and you puppy guard that hook. And the reason it's so bad is because if they're a survivor, my advice to survivors when there's a camper, just go do generators. By the time somebody gets fully sacrificed from 100 to 0, let's say it's the first survivor, 3 generators can be completed. Out of 5, that leaves 2. If you were to knock one more person out and hook them, 2 more generators can be done and doors are open with the last 2 guys from full to none. That's a minimal amount of points that probably won't even break 7,000. 7,000 is this black pip here that prevents you from ranking down. If you were to camp, you will likely be below that. Unless, again, the camping will work if people go to the save that you're trying to do and you pull them off and you end up sacrificing everybody. Then yeah, you will pip. You will get a lot of points. But if they don't come because you're sitting there and they just get generators, you're boned. You're going to lose a lot of points. You're going to remain at rank 20. It's the worst thing you can do. You'll see a lot of campers at the lower levels. At the higher levels, camping is a viable strategy at certain points. But if they're camping everybody, they hook at every time. If you're a survivor, go get generators. And if you're that killer, I mean, go for it, but make sure you're maximizing your points. That's what you want to do. As a killer, kill and maximize and minimize their points. If you could stop them from getting other people off, but you can still leave the hook and chainsaw other people or trap people or teleport to other people and handle everyone else without that person being saved, that's probably the best outcome. Because then they don't get the massive points for saving, and you get the massive points for still hunting, hitting, and sacrificing everybody. So with that being said, that's about all the tips I can give you. Full-on guide on its way with the Survivor guide. We're going to do one at a time. I just thought this one video to really go over as much as I could regarding killers would be helpful. If you want more advice directly from me, I have a Discord down in the link below. It's a link in the description down below. I'm in Discord. Just ask a question, leave it there, I'll reply to you. Or comment. I'll reply to every comment that's a legitimate question that's asking, and I will reply, give you all the information I can. If you want more advice on specific killers, let me know. Again, I main killers is my favorite role. Typically, Trapper is one of my least favorite characters. He's a really good newbie-friendly killer, but I actually like Hillbilly the most, and as much as the Wraith is the worst killer in the game, I do like the Wraith. He's fun to play, I'm not going to deny that, but he's legitimately weak. But Trapper, pretty hot. So thank you everybody for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.